the rangefinder, which can be used to determine distances for target practice. Sources say he was able to get on that roof by climbing over air conditioning units. At 5:52, he's spotted on the roof by the Secret Service, a full 20 minutes before.
I think we're kind of on the same side here, but I'm going to tell you that either Greg missed his shot or Greg was just his whole point of being there, right? Greg the sniper. The whole point of him being there was to put 3 rounds downrange in proximity to Trump. Knowing, and Trump was out there knowing, in my opinion, knowing that he was never in danger at all. The biggest tell to this fucking story, and that this is something is fucking not right, is the fact that not only are they putting crooks right there, right? But look at this picture. Look at what's wrong with this simulation, right? Not only are they putting crooks where he's not, because he's way over here. What else? Yeah, they took the building. They even did the layout of the doors and the windows on the ground floor, but they made this a 2-story building to cover up that back window. Why? Why would you do that? If this is what the scenario really is, right, and this is what really happened, why do you then have to create a 2-story fucking building to block out the back? Why? So there's a lot of things wrong here with that video. There's a lot of fucking questions that aren't being answered. Right? There's also a video that I have. It's pinned now, that shows a cop car with its fucking driver's side window blown out. And when you figure out where the patrol cars are staged behind the barns, the only angle that's able to do that is the one from this position, which then goes, why do they have to keep putting crooks here? Because that's where the shots that went by Trump's ear came from. So there's two scenarios, right? Both of which benefit from the fact that you have a guy on the roof dead, right? Not there though, over here, dead, who had just caused some casualties randomly in the crowd. Either Greg missed his shot or Greg fucking was just put rounds down range in proximity to Trump. Right? I mean, there's other coincidences, right? Like when Trump talks about his, he's at the RNC and he talks about his hands were covered in blood. His hands aren't covered in blood. I've seen more bleeding from a nosebleed as a medic than the bleeding coming from his ear, which is supposed to be the most bleeding thing, right? Then you have no wound on his ear at all. No obvious deformity, right? The only media release that we have of the injury is from a washed up Navy drug pusher, fucking pill pusher. Talks about a 2 centimeter track that the bullet went down. I have a video of it showing what that would look like. Yeah, you don't see that on Trump's ear. So more and more, the coincidences seem to say, hey, guess what? Trump was in no danger and that Greg didn't just miss. Greg was never even supposed to come close. That's all that I can say. You have the first volley of 3 shots have a significant different sound signature than the next 5. As long as you look at the original audio, the original video, which I have, you can hear the difference. there's been plenty of YouTube videos that analyze the sound signature of those first three, and they're significantly different. So, what are the coincidences? Hmm? Hmm? I just can't figure out that media companies, right, going out of their way, adding a whole nother digital fucking floor to a building that doesn't have it, and then keep putting him over here in front of the window. That's right there that you can't see now because we've raised the floor up. We've raised we've added a whole nother floor. Why is that? Why, when you post media coverage that talks about the local counter sniper team, right, from Beaver County, does TikTok ban it as misinformation because of my opinion on it? Okay. I don't know. There's a lot of coincidences, apparently. But I can tell you, you can sell a false assassination attempt a lot easier with some casualties in the crowd and a dead shooter on the roof. I don't think Trump was ever fucking in danger, which is why he spent 4 minutes up there. Wait, let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes, because he knew. Too many coincidences, yeah? Too many things seem to line up to suggest, wow, you know what? This wasn't Greg missing his shot because he would, he would be he's the only weapon system, the only other weapon system in that proximity of that location, right? So Greg didn't miss his shot because, you know, he's a bad sniper, and at 150 yards he can't hit his shot. That's not why. It's the same reason that Trump wanted to spend time to get his shoes off stage. Why his ear doesn't look at all what the Navy doctor, his former freaking primary care provider, stated in the statement. So yeah, there's a lot of coincidences. The biggest tell is that they keep moving him over here, because that's not where he was. So for whatever reason, they got to move Crooks from over here to over here tells you that, hey, this is probably where the shots came from. And the only weapon system there happens to be really pro-Trump county. And that whole operation on that side of the thing, everybody wants to blame Secret Service, but that whole side of that operation, that is rings of perimeter rings, right? And you usually task those out. Responsibility to your local agencies, right, are tasked to cover those out, design the plan. The Secret Service isn't going to know better than the local law enforcement. They're just not. So Secret Service is definitely going to lean upon them a little bit more and say, hey, you know better than we do. Advantage points and stuff like that, right? So, it definitely seems like there's a reason why they want Crooks over there. Why they keep putting him in the wrong spot. Let alone adding a whole nother fucking second floor to a building. Wonder what it is.